So I started reading Wuthering Heights because I want to read more classic books. And with the whole press on the book adaptation directed by Emerald Fennell and, starring Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi, I'm like, well, I might as well give it a gander. Didn't watch the movie, so I'm like, I'm fine. So I started reading it. I'm on chapter 3, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. If it was I, this book would be like 3 chapters long. So I guess how it's going to work is that we follow a man named Lockwood who's showing up to what's called Thrush Grange, and essentially it's like his Airbnb. He's like, oh, I need to get away from the world, it's just too much. I need to be an introvert. I need to be away from the people. And he shows up and he's like, this is aesthetic. This is tea for like a farmer bumpkin.
You guys are open. I've always wanted to try this place, but you're never open.
Shows up there. The owner, the landlord, whomever, Heathcliff, is a real grumpy old man. And at first he's like, I definitely get it. Like, he's giving, I'm not like every other boy hipster. And then he quite quickly realizes that no, not only does this man not like people, but he definitely can't stand him. And it is awkward. Repeatedly awkward. To the point where I'm like, if I'm paying you hard-earned money, you best believe you better smile and give me some service. The first day he arrives, Heathcliff is just paying this man no mind. He's like, muttering under his breath. At one point, he leaves Lockwood at a table, and he has a bunch of dogs. Heathcliff has a whole bunch of like hunting dogs, and they are mean and they're growling. And I don't know why Lockwood decides that he's gonna like make little funny faces like at the dogs, and the dogs sick him. They jump him. He starts screaming for help. And Heathcliff comes with this guy named Joseph, who's also equally grumpy and also has a really harsh, like, I guess, southern accent. But, thank God I'm listening to this as well as I'm reading it, like immersive reading, because I was like, I don't know what that man's saying. It's not the Queen's English. And this man could give 2 flying Fs if his hunting dogs attack him and almost maul him to death. And he's like, I told you not to mess with the dogs. My dogs and I, we don't get a lot of visitors. What did you expect? And I'm like, okay, get up and leave. Go home. He doesn't go home. He goes to his side, right? Because where Heathcliff is living in is Wuthering Heights, and he's renting out Thrush Grange, if I'm saying that correctly. He goes there, and before he leaves, I don't know why, Heathcliff's like, well, just, let me know if you want to come over one of these days for a visit. And Lockwood's like, okay, maybe it was just a bad day. Bippity bet, I'm going to come back tomorrow. All right, brother. He wakes up. He sees that it looks kind of like it's gonna snow and it looks gray and just not good weather. But he decides to trek 4 miles. Yes, 4 miles. Get to the house. When he gets there, the gate is closed and he's like knocking. Déjame para adentro. Llegué la vecina. Estoy aquí. And everyone's like, Joseph, who was rude to him yesterday, is like, oh, the master's in the back. You can go grab him in the back if you want. And then he's like, or you could just let me in right now. Like, I'm here. And he goes, no.
Hey, buddy!
And leaves him there. Then this other guy comes out, who turns out to be Ayrton Earnshaw. He's like, come on in. Also rude. Everybody rude. Everybody grumpy. Everybody is like they woke up and on the wrong side of the bed. They're just angry, like just nasty. Then he gets inside, and there's this like woman who's in her late teens, early 20s, who's sitting on the chair or whatever by the fireplace. And Locke was like, oh, she kind of fine shit, what's up? And she's like, why are you here? Who invited you? And at one point, she goes, were you invited for tea? And he's like, no, I haven't been invited for tea, but that's nice, thank you. And no, she goes, no, I'm asking you, were you invited to tea? I'm not inviting you to tea. I'm asking you, did someone do that already? And he's like, no, but if you should be so kind. And she was like, and does not give him any tea, which is very much like, get out. And as he's waiting for Heathcliff to show up, he sees that it starts snowing. He's like, oh, it's going to be tough to trek back 4 miles, and maybe someone will help me. Here comes Heathcliff, and Heathcliff is like, what's up? Why are you here? And he's like, but you invited me. You told me to come. Like, you literally told me to. You told me yesterday to show up here, and I was just trying to be cool because you're my landlord or whatever. And he's like, I was just being nice, I guess, bro. Like, why are you here? And this guy's like, okay, this is awkward. And so he's like, I'm gonna make some like nice little pleasantries. And so he's like, yeah, thank you for having me. Your wife is super cool. He's like, my wife. Well, that's not what he said. He said, my amiable lady. He goes, my amiable lady? Who's my amiable lady? Unless you've seen a ghost. And he's like, huh? He's like, why would you say that? He was like, that girl over there. He's like, that is not my wife. That is my daughter-in-law. And then he's like, oh, so then that guy over there is your son-in-law. He goes, is your son? And he goes, absolutely effing not.
You are not.
I said, oh, there's some beef over here and we don't understand it. Now it's really snowing. And he's like, okay, well, I need to go home. Will one of you guys take me back? Because I'm going to get lost. Heathcliff goes, no. And he's like, okay, well, if no one's going to take me back, can I sleep here? And he's also like, no. And he's like, so what am I supposed to do? And Heathcliff goes, you need to go home. Walk the way you came. And like, that's it.
You might have to go straight to the airport.
Okay. I don't have no luggage.
I'm rolling.
But it's better for you to go home than not have luggage.
No, it's not.
It's not?
Because where y'all coming out there?
Well, somebody can send your luggage.
But then I'm going to have to wait for 4 days before I get all my stuff.
Well, it's either that or you're going to probably miss your flight.
And so now Lockwood's like, what am I supposed to do? So he turns back to not Cindy, Kathy. He turns back to Kathy. He's like, hey, maybe because he thinks she's a woman and she has like a more open, soft heart. But mind you, Kathy, like the rest of them, real grumpy. She's like, hey, maybe you could talk to your father-in-law, let him know what's up. Like, I can't go back. Leaves. And on the way out, I guess because it's snowing really badly, they decided, you know what, come on in, don't do this. And one of the maids was like, hey, I'm gonna take you to this room. Don't make any noise because Heathcliff, the owner of the house, does not like people up here. Okay.
Sure about that? You sure about that? That's why?
So he gets put into this room that is very dusty, very much that has not been lived in for God knows how long, maybe a decade or two. And he's like, okay, let me start touching stuff. Why are you touching stuff? You just got jumped by some dogs yesterday. Learn your lesson. Mind your business. Keep your head down so you can make it to the daylight. So he starts touching books. And then in the books, he sees someone writing their name. Catherine Earnshaw, Catherine Linton, Catherine Heathcliff. And she's like, what is this? Who is this person? And then he starts realizing he has journals. He has journals of a woman named Catherine who's talking about, living in Wuthering Heights and how her brother, Linton, I forgot whatever his name is like super rude to her and Heathcliff, who she calls H, which I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute. Anyways, so he starts reading it and then he starts falling asleep and he has a nightmare, a horrible nightmare about like being in front of a pulpit and a bunch of people are gonna like jump and lynch him, whatever. He wakes up because he's, scared. And then what? A ghost. Someone's like, let me in, let me in. And he's like, who are you? What do you mean? It's me. It's Kathy. And he's like, no, I'm not going to let you in. I'm definitely not going to let you in. Covers his ears and does it for a little bit. And then he gets tired and unclogs his ears, took his hands down. And then she's like, let me in. And he's like, I'll never let you in, not even if you beg for 20 years. And she's like, I've been begging for 20 years. And so he's going back and forth. And then he just starts screaming. And then Heathcliff comes in. He's like, who's there? And he's like, it's me, your guest, the guest who shouldn't have been in this room. Your maid put me up here. I think it's like a joke. I think she wanted to prove that there was a ghost, and the ghost is here. It's real. And Heathcliff's like, what? He's like, yeah, I think there's a ghost in here. He's like, okay, get out of here. You can just go sleep in my bed. Real nice. And as he leaves, he hears Heathcliff going, come to me. I'm here. Come again, Kathy. Not a demonic ghost story. That's not what I was expecting.